foundation. It'll create new and enduring partnerships into the future. As I mentioned, the Aer Lingus Classic will generate incredible atmosphere in Dublin next year, and we're all really looking forward to welcoming you on that occasion. Thank you. And just before I finish up, I have a little bit of a surprise here. A little gift for Chancellor Roberts. This is an atlas of the Irish Revolutionary period.
Terrific.
It's a bit of a tome. I believe you like history. There's 100 different academics providing various different academic perspectives.
All right, let's take a picture. Thank you very much. I'll read this weekend.
Light bedtime reading.
Just some light beach reading, right, Chancellor? I'd like to welcome here to the podium the Lord Mayor of Dublin, Emma Blaine.
Good morning, everybody. And firstly, can I say, as Lord Mayor of Dublin, what a privilege it is to be hosting these two great teams coming to Dublin in September 2026. Over the last couple of days, I have really felt at home here. The welcome has been warm, it's been Irish, and I think something to do with me feeling a little bit at home is the colours. The blue colours of Dublin County are shared with UNC, and let me tell you that that'll give you a little bit of an extra home advantage, even if it's not your home game. So we look forward to painting the town even bluer in September 2026. For those of you who don't know much about Dublin, it epitomises really that it is more than just a game. Dublin is a coastal city, it's a mountainous city, it has beautiful parks, spectacular golf courses, and a medieval core at the heart of the city, which is over 1,000 years old. Our beautiful parks and our squares will be hosting super events during the week of the game, your famous tailbacks, pep rallies, and all those fabulous, exciting parts of American culture that we love to see somewhat from a distance on the television. Will be bringing Dublin to life even more so than usual. We can't wait to have you. It's going to be a super week. We hope you all explore every little bit of Dublin City, every street and nook and cranny, and I, for one, can't wait to welcome you all in a few months. Thank you so much.
Quick word, we have one more speaker, and then we are going to open it up for questions here if we have some at the end of our event. But our final speaker today is Aer Lingus Senior Vice President of Global Sales. That is Bill Byrne.
It's great to be the last speaker when everybody's ready to go, so I got brief comments. They won't last too long, I promise you. So in case you didn't know, Aer Lingus is the flag carrier of Ireland. We've served Ireland from the U.S. for 65 years. That's longer than any other carrier by decades, including all the ones operating at RDU today. Aer Lingus flies from 18 destinations, soon to be 19, from cities like Los Angeles, Boston, New York, Cleveland, Washington, and shortly Indianapolis, with connections to 70 destinations across Europe. Ireland is really who we are. It's what we do. And we're the proud title sponsor of the Aer Lingus Classic. The 26th game with the Tar Heels and TCU will be the 5th consecutive game in the series. And as the title sponsor, we have the privilege of flying both competing teams to Dublin for the match. And while this is a fairly big undertaking for an airline and for the teams, it takes months and months of planning. We're pretty expert at it, and Coach, I promise you, will do an excellent job taking care of your team, yourself, your staff, Bubba, Chancellor, if he's riding along. We'll take good care of you. And we're really looking forward to welcoming all the fans, too, and we hope they can all take advantage of our services. One of the things unique about traveling from Ireland, when you leave Ireland, you actually clear customs and immigration in Ireland. You arrive back in the U.S. as a domestic passenger. You don't arrive through CBP there, so it's very unique. And like I said, we're just ecstatic to be part of this whole thing. And we're really looking forward to welcoming fans and the team on our aircraft. And like any other airline, we have great food and great entertainment. But what's different about us is we have the finest cabin crew in the industry. You'll feel like you're in Ireland before you even leave. the U.S., and you'll feel like you're home before you even leave Ireland. And you'll all be very welcome on board. Thank you.
All right, like I mentioned, we do have time for a couple questions, just a couple of notes. Obviously, we'd like for you to identify yourself before you ask your question. Please, I don't think we have a microphone today, so you may need to just speak up a little bit before you ask your question, and if we could keep it on topic of the game, that would be wonderful as well. We're going to start, I think, are we starting with Aaron up front, and then we're going to go, then we'll go to the back. Yes.
Hey, Aaron Beard, the Associated Press. This is for Bill. When you're building the foundation of your program, I'm curious, what did you see as the biggest value in terms of what this game could bring when you're trying to set up the base of what you want your program to be?
Well, it's just a very unique opportunity and experience for all of us. You know, playing abroad's different. The fans are different. The environment's different. But it prepares you for any other situation that, you know, can come up, just any other neutral game, neutral site. And fortunately, our staff has done a lot of these, so I'm sure that everything will go smoothly, as it always has, with a little bit of issue in Mexico, but otherwise, not too bad. But it's like I said, it's a great experience. You remember a lot of the big games, and then you remember the international games.
The Mexico story will be another day. Did you have one more?
The value of visibility, though, too, for your program at the college level, it's a little different than the NFL.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, that'll be great. I mean, everybody will be watching. Give us a great opportunity to see where we're at that point.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, Brian Murphy with WRAL for Bubba or Chancellor. You both have mentioned the bet you put on football in hiring Coach Belichick and the return that you're hoping to get from that. I wonder how that's gone so far, and is this game an indication of some of that return that you're getting? Would you have had this game if not for hiring Coach Belichick?
Yeah, Brian, by all means. So we couldn't be more delighted with the progress that our football program has made so far. Coach Belichick is off to an extraordinary start, not just building out the team, both through the transfer portal and through high school recruiting, but also through the coaching staff and the football staff here in this building. And this game is just another example of the kind of profile, the kind of opportunities that we're hoping to have through our investment in the football program.
Adam Smith in South Carolina. Had one for Bubba. I was wondering, John mentioned that you guys had talked about playing in Ireland for maybe 10 years or so. I was wondering how those had sort of, what had the back and forth been like, and did they sort of get new legs or sped up when you hired Bill as the football coach?
Yeah, I appreciate the question, and Brian, to yours, in addition to what the Chancellor said about where we are with football, I mean, we've already sold out season tickets for next year for 25. Now we're on to individual games. And what we didn't mention at the very start is it'll be 30 years ago in 2026 that John and I worked taking Notre Dame and Navy to Ireland for the first time. So in 1996, we played at Croke Park, and John was doing team travel. I was doing team travel at that time. And so this will be a long time in coming. So that conversation has gone on for a long time. And I do think the success the program has had, the hiring of Coach Belichick, the timing of it's perfect. The schedule for TCU worked out well for them, that they were willing to move a home game. And so it just came together this time. We looked at it a number of times, it just didn't work out.
This is a two-part question, one for Bubba, one for Bill. The first part for Bubba is, this is TCU's home game. Is there any talk about having a game in Fort Worth to complete the home-and-home aspect of the agreement? And for Bill, when you told the team, I guess it was yesterday, what kind of reaction was it? Is it kind of odd to tell the team in this era that you're going to play a game in 17 months without knowing a lot of the kids might not even get part of the program these days?
Which part of that do you want me to answer?
The first part.
I can't remember the first part.
What was the first part? Are there any discussions about completing the home-and-home aspect of it going forward?
No, not at this point. It's a home and home. And I don't know if you know it, TCU had 8 home games scheduled for 26. So they still have 7. So this was a really unique year for them, and it made a perfect time for them to do it.
If I can follow up on that, them to make this deal, you guys involved in those discussions about how they would handle the finances from the Irish side because they would lose a home game? Anything that have anything to do with you guys, or that was not?
No, we were just approached as a visiting team, would you be willing to go if they're willing to move a home game? And all that was with Anthony Travel and TCU.
And Coach, about the reaction of the
The reaction of the game?
Yeah, well, we wanted to notify the team before it was announced publicly. I think that was the right thing to do. It was a great decision. We appreciate that opportunity. But yeah, they're very, very excited. You know, a lot of our players haven't traveled even nationally, let alone internationally. Some have, but a lot of them haven't. And again, it's just a very unique opportunity. They're very excited about it. And you know, we'll, as we said, we'll take a look at the 25 season. That's what's ahead of us, but we are excited about that for the future. And you're right, there'll be turnover on the team like there is on every team. So that's just part of the process.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah Holloway with Inside Carolina. This was for Bill. Bill, obviously you mentioned being part of several of these games in the past at the NFL level, and we've seen several of those at the college level. We've seen more international games as well. I'm curious from your perspective, having been part of some of these, what are the tangible benefits at the college level of some of these international games, played by between college programs?
Yeah, again, it's just a unique and great opportunity. From a football standpoint, again, you have a new environment, and that change always, brings a little higher focus, a little higher detail, and certainly extensive planning. But for the student athletes and for all of us, it's just a great experience. The fans and the environment and the newness of it are just unique. I mean, those games stand out so specially to me that there just wasn't another one like the one in Mexico or the two we had in London. They were just Toronto even. I mean, they were just different. It's not like playing in the other stadiums that we play in. So I don't know if you can put a price tag on it, but it's just great. It's great to be a part of. And you remember the things that you did in those places with your teammates or the other people that were on the trip. And I think that always kind of bonds you a little bit tighter with the people that you experienced them with. Thank you.
All right, have time for two more. We'll start back here in the back left. Yes, ma'am.
Shelby Swanson with the Raleigh News and Observer. A question for both bills, but just curious from a logistics standpoint, what goes into the planning for this extensive travel? You're flying the entire football roster, all the equipment, staff, overseas, what that happen?
Well, again, we're fortunate, I'm fortunate that we have many people on our staff who are part of those trips. So a big part of it is, of course, the equipment. We take a lot of stuff with us, and then making sure that everything is as routine as possible for the team working backwards. So from game day to the day before the game to 2 days before the game and so forth. And, the food and meetings and practice or walkthrough and just the acclimation to the field, the grass, the turf, the scoreboard, the 40-second clock, all those things are just, part of the process, kind of a checklist. And we, like I said, we've been through those many times, but to have great partners like this will make it go, I'm sure, very smoothly. And, there might always be a couple things you might have to adjust to, but that's part of travel anyway. So, TCU is making the same trip, the same way in the NFL. It wasn't like we were playing a team that was at home abroad. Both teams traveled. So, we'll figure out whatever we have to figure out, but I'm sure it'll be very smooth, especially as many games as they've done before.
Really not a lot to add. There's multiple teams that work on it, so John Anthony's team has a team that works on it. We work with the university's travel team and our operations team, and they plan this. They'll start planning in the next couple of weeks. These are the initial meetings where you actually have conversations, schedules set up, the teams, who does what the airport's going to do, and they involve the airport, they involve governmental security and all that. It's fairly involved, but it's business as usual. So we've done it before, the teams have done it before, they know exactly what they need, and we know how to provide it for them, and John's team knows how to facilitate the whole thing.
Which is add that, you know, two of the most memorable parts of those trips were practice. The first time we went to London, we practiced in I guess they call it a cricket stadium, which most of us didn't even know what cricket was, or why it was so circular and so forth, but that was pretty interesting. And then the next time, we skipped the cricket stadium and we practiced in Hyde Park. So we set out the cones on the field and we practiced right there in the middle of Hyde Park. And so people were walking by, walking their dogs and doing their thing and all that. And it's one of probably the most interesting practices we've ever had, if you've ever been to Hyde Park.
Last one, we'll go to Michael here in the middle.
Michael Cove, WCHL, ChapelRail.com. This one's for Bubba. To the best of your knowledge, will this game in 2026 be a part of week 0, where it will be an additional week where you guys will have 2 bye weeks during that season?
Yeah, it'll be in week 0, so it's that last weekend in August.
August 29, 2026, again, that date of the game in Aviva Stadium. I want to thank everybody for being here today. Certainly thank all of our speakers for taking your time this afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you guys in Dublin in August of 2026. Thanks for being here.
Kevin, I'm John Gardner, photographer at Duke. Well, followed you and Jane around when you first got there. Yes, I remember.